Record. Hey guys, welcome to our weekly team call. I'm going to mute everyone for a second just so I don't echo like crazy. Couple shout outs. Chelsea is already in Success Club, so that's amazing. I think Shannon has 2 points and I only have 2, but it's literally the 6th of the month. So don't let that fool you or don't get scared about it. But I want to shout out, I don't know, Chelsea cycled today, but Molly cycled for the very first time today. She didn't even know until I told her. So next week they will, the way that Beachbody works is it's in a week increments, but it's a week behind. So like whatever you would see on today's like pay stub, whenever you look into your My Weekly commissions, it gets deposited next week. So you'll see that next week. Super Saturdays this weekend. I think everybody but Molly is coming to the Pittsburgh one. And I don't know if Courtney still is. She messaged me she wants to take a break from coaching, which is fine, but she did buy her ticket, and I asked her if she was still coming, and she hasn't answered me. So I'm not sure. And I know that Shannon's coming as well. I have to be there at 7:30 for Market Council, but the doors open at 8:30. The actual event starts at 10. There is no chairs because it's at Heinz. They don't set up chairs and take them down in order for everybody to work out and do everything that we do. There isn't any chairs. There weren't any the last time we were at Heinz either. You just kind of sit on the floor for the training part, and then you work out where you're sitting. So it's first come, first serve as far as seating. I think Chelsea and Emily's coming too because I convinced her to buy Brandon's ticket because Brandon's in Savannah, Georgia for the Masters right now, even though he bought a ticket and then he decided, I'm going to go to Georgia. Okay, bye. I haven't seen you since Saturday. But Emily's coming, so she's going to drive down with Chelsea. I think they're coming at 8:30 just to try to get seats. There will be food. You cannot bring any food into Heinz with you or water. You can bring your shaker cup empty, and they do have like water fountains that have the water fountain stations. And the Market Council did splurge this time, and we bought their food part of it. So there's like yogurt, fruit, Gatorade, water, coffee. I think there's hummus and veggies. There's healthy snack options available. I don't think anything's more than like $5 or $6. Cash or credit's fine. So just know that there's food, and we hope that people actually buy the food because people always bitch about being hungry because they're not allowed to bring anything in. Like you can't even bring up like a power bar. Or the last time I was there, I watched someone because they search your bags because it's Heinz Field, and someone had a banana and they didn't let them take the banana in. So this girl just ate the whole banana right there. She's like, I'm not wasting this. She just ate it. I was cracking up. But you cannot take anything. I think you can take Shaco packets if you want to take it in and shake it up with some water. I'm not certain. I don't know that I would risk taking a packet of it and then it getting thrown away, but you cannot take anything. So there will be food. As far as snacks, it's not going to be a full-fledged meal, but I am still interested in going out to eat afterwards. I think the event's over we have to be out at 1:30. I probably won't get out of there until 2. So if we want to figure out where to go and everybody can meet there at some time, get a table because I have to help clean up. But I'm still interested in going out to eat afterwards. I don't have any plans besides coming home to let my dog out. Besides that, I don't have any other announcements. So I'm going to get right into this. Today we're talking about Instagram, which I'm not the best at. I read a couple things up, and I kind of looked at Carolyn's old Instagram training just to touch base with what she used to do because she is an Instagram pro. That's where she has found all of her rockstar coaches. She found me on Instagram because of Penny. She found Emmy on Instagram on a bathroom break. She likes to talk about that all the time when she was still teaching. And so Instagram is definitely a platform that I'm trying to better myself at because I don't utilize it as much as I should. So this training is just as much for me as it is for you guys. I did make a PowerPoint because that's just who I am. How do I get back to you? I know that if I share the screen, desktop, I feel like whenever I do full slideshow, you can't see it. Slideshow from beginning. Maybe you can. Okay. So we're going to be talking about Instagram. Does everybody have an Instagram? Are you actively working an Instagram? Yes, no. Okay. So basically, it's more so of like a picture platform. You can't really utilize it the same way that you utilize Facebook. I try to, and I usually post about the same things. The only things that I don't post on Facebook, where I do on Instagram, are my quotes and my word swag images. But besides that, it really should be about you. So I just have a couple tips on how to make your Instagram work better for you for your business, and how it should how it should look, what you should do, how you can make things better out of it. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. And hoping my dog doesn't bark. I have her collar if she does. But the first tip is to make sure that your profile description that's right under your name represents you as a person. These are all people on our team, our upline. There's Alex and Carolyn and Emmy and Nicole. And if you notice, not one single person has anything related to Beachbody, any workouts that they're doing, nothing related to that in their profile, because for some reason people out there have this negative connotation about Beachbody or any other MLMs because they just roll their eyes and they don't want to hear about it. But also, you are way more than being a coach. You have a life outside of coaching, and your life outside of coaching is more important, because that's how people are going to relate to you. Because if you are talking about Beachbody, the only people that are going to see that are other Beachbody people. They don't care because they're already doing it. You want to find your people who you need to help because they relate to you. So just make sure that your profile description is all about you. There's also an option to have a link. I have my Facebook link in it. I think Carolyn has a Woofu form, which is a website that you can create forms, and hers is a form that gets filled out to basically fill out a form to join her team. So she gets notified when someone fills out that form, and then she can reach that person via whatever. Erin, who is another one of Carolyn's coaches, has a blog. So she has her blog in her links section. Most people have, oh no, not most people. I want to say 3 or 4 of us have our Facebooks. Alex has another form, and Carolyn Walker has her website that she uses. So it's anything that you want. And then if you have something that you're creating and you want to bring people to you more, say you want to make like a 10-page free recipe book or something like that, and you create it into a PDF form and you have access to it on a link, and you're talking about this in your post, you can say, check out my link in my bio for more information. And that's how people will start to follow you more and try to figure out. People love free shit. So if you can give away a 5-page book of anything, and not saying to do that now, but people love anything that they can get for free. Even if it's just like a webinar of some sort, or a personal development, like a 5-minute video that you think might help people, or anything like that. I usually have my Facebook link in there just because I haven't quite figured out how to do all the other things yet. But it's definitely important that to pay attention. And when you're scrolling on other people's Instagrams, start to look at their profile description and see what they're doing, because not everything in their pictures is going to be available to you in their descriptions. I think that was about it. I like emojis and things that just relate to me. Like, I have wife, Weimaraner mom, outdoor lover. I'm down 38 pounds. I should update that. CNC, which is conceal and carry. Hoyt is my bow. I'm an artist. I like tattoos. The fall is my favorite season. Like, they're all things about me. It has nothing about being a coach, nothing about Beachbody, nothing about Shakeology, nothing about anything except for what I like to do and what I think defines me. And then our team name is the first thing with those arrows. So my next tip is that your Instagram should look like a magazine. Now, it took me a long time to figure out how to do it, because it's just math, but I took a long time to find a pattern that I liked. So when someone comes to your Instagram, it should be aesthetically pleasing. It shouldn't be just random pictures all over the place with no correlation to each other. It shouldn't be like Carolyn uses the same filter for every photo that she uses. And then she has the same background for all of her quotes. Alex, who's the third one, uses the white border on the outside, so the pictures aren't as close together. So it has this white border around every single one. And her quotes have, she alternates between that flower and that glitter. And they all have some, Penny, just dropped your bell. Get up here. Come on, up. Some correlation to each other. I've started this every other one where I use a white background, and I use the app. It's called WordSwag. It's not free. I think it was a couple bucks, but it's amazing. And you can do so much with it. And before, I had a pattern that was zigzagged, and it was super cool, but it was so tedious. And it got to a point where I stopped using my Instagram because I got tired of making quotes to go, because I had to post a quote every so often, and I started running out of them. And I just stopped using my Instagram completely because I got tired of doing it. So I went through my Instagram, deleted all of those quotes so they weren't on there anymore. Well, I screenshot all of them because then I remade them this way and these ones, so I didn't have to come up with the same stuff again. But all of my quotes usually come from Pinterest or online, but I make them something that relates to me, and it should just look nice. People want to see things, or when they come to your profile, they should want to keep scrolling and see what you're doing. And if they see that you have a pattern, they know that, not really that you're organized, but that you care about your Instagram. It's obviously part of your business. But again, if you look at my Instagram, it doesn't scream Beachbody. It doesn't scream Shaco. I post my workout videos. I need to start that up again tomorrow because I was on the refresh, so I went hiking. And all my hiking pictures are on there, but I haven't worked out. So I post that. There's a lot of my dog. There's a lot of just me, my transformation pictures. We played CLR at my family dinner on Sunday. So it's just make sure that you keep it about you as well as incorporating your business into it. This is more of people on our team. The far left is Carolyn Walker. She posts a workout video, then a quote, and then a recipe. That's her format. So every single time she posts, she has to keep in line. That way, that's how they stay. And if you want help, I can help you trying to figure out a pattern that you like. The one that is in the center is Nicole's, and that's kind of what mine used to look like. Only hers is every other row. She has white. Can you hear this? Or is that loud? Penny's chewing her bone right next to me. They have white quotes. No. And there's a dog on the TV. We're going to shut that off. Come on. Don't make me put your collar on. Come on. And the last one's just Alex's. She actually freaked out because this was a background on WordSwag, this like frame, and they got rid of it. And so her friend had to like manipulate it and make it for her. But regardless, she has a quote. She does her aerial and her pole dancing and her silks. She does all of those videos. So she always has a quote, a video, and a picture. Now, you can play around with whatever you want until you find something that works for you. I think I did 3 or 4 different patterns before I found the one that I wanted to stick with. But I definitely suggest figuring something out, because if your profile isn't something where people are going to want to keep looking to see what you have going on and what your life is like, because people like to live vicariously through other people. And then that also gets people to message you because they want to know what the hell you're doing with your life and how you have all these awesome pictures. So basically, you want something, you want what did I say? You want your Instagram to look like a magazine because you want people to open it. You want people to look through it, but you also want it to be correlating with each other. You don't want to have 17 different magazines on top of each other. It should all look like it belongs in the same magazine. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. So the next tip is that your brand should be easily noticeable. What do you like to do? Your hobbies, your family, non-fitness related things. Carolyn loves to say this, where if you look at someone's Instagram, you should be able to pick out the 5 things that they like. If you go through my Instagram, you're going to pick out quotes, Penny, workout videos, probably more of Penny, but I don't know. Let's look, because I didn't pull this off the top of my head. Hiking, so it's outdoors, quotes, Penny. I have more pictures of food. I do food a lot. So people should be able to go through your profile within the first couple scrolls and pull out the 5 things that make you you, because you're obviously posting about the same things all the time, even if they're different in their comment section, even if you're what's it called, the subtitle's different. That's not the word. Caption. Yep. No, I don't know. But it's always around the general same thing. I can post 1,700 different pictures of my dog, not at the same time, but I like to make sure that they're always spaced out and that it looks nice. So your brand should be easily noticeable. People should be able to figure out what it is that you like to do with your life, whether it's hiking, yoga, dancing, cooking, putting on makeup, whatever it is. It does not have to be fitness related. It just has to be related to you, because that's how people are going to find you. Number 4 is to post with your end goal in mind. So what do you want to do? Like, what do you want out of, whether it's coaching, what do you want out of life? Do you want to be a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dog mom like me? Do you want to open up your own fitness center? Do you want to be a top 10 coach? Like, that's amazing. Do you want to travel the world? Like, what do you want to do with your life? Because you should be talking like you're already doing it. You should be acting like you're already a top 10 coach, and you're already going to travel the world, and you're already going to be a stay-at-home mom. You just got to put that energy out there, because it will happen. Whatever you want to happen will happen. You just have to want it bad enough. You have to put it out in the universe, and you have to work your ass off for it. Number 5 is hashtags. This is the biggest thing about Instagram, because this is how you find people. So use hashtags to your advantage in your posts. And then tip number 6 is going to be to find your tribe. So in your posts, you want to, and I was trained this way as well. When you use your hashtags, these are all different people's. I think the first row is mine, the second row is Carolyn's, the third row was Nicole's, I think. But Instagram limits you to 30 hashtags. So if you have 2 hashtags in your caption, you can only put 28 hashtags in a comment. If you have 4 in your caption, you can only do 26, vice versa. If you don't have any, you can put 30. So you do have to pay attention to the number, but you want to use hashtags that don't necessarily relate to what the picture's about. I've had so many people comment on my pictures of, like, I don't know, a plant or my hair or something, and they're like, why do you tag Weimaraner tags in your pictures? I'm like, so people like you come and look at it. Because that's what happens, is if you're tagging hashtags, even if they have nothing to do with the picture that you're talking about, the people that follow those hashtags are kind of going to come look at your profile. So I have people who are Weimaraner people, because that Penny's my life. They're liking all of my pictures. They like all of my stuff. They follow me all the time. And the assholes are the ones that call me out saying, why are you tagging Weimaraner tags if there isn't a dog in this picture? Because I like to piss you off. No, not really, because it makes you come see me. Obviously, it's working. So make sure that you come up with hashtags that, A, they can relate to the picture. But I'm not going to lie to you. The top left one is mine that starts with beautiful. I use this on every single picture except for my quotes. I use the second one on my quotes. And I'm actually changing up my hashtags, because I've been using those for so long. But they bring the people that follow those quotes to you. So I like sushi, and I have houseplants, and I have tattoos, and I like crafts, and I'm obsessed with boots and peanut butter. And like, these are things that I love. So people that follow those hashtags are going to come to my profile. So it doesn't always have to make sense. It doesn't always have to relate to the picture, but it makes sense because that's how Instagram works. And the one in the center, but on the second row, it's all about Britain, because I can't talk. This was a post from Carolyn, because it was about Beachbody going international. So she used all these hashtags because people across the country are going to see these hashtags who are in England and start looking at her page and start following her posts, because pretty soon, Beachbody, I'm pretty sure we're going to England. So we're going all the way over there, and she's already working that market, trying to get people in line and that I highly encourage everyone to start doing this, because I don't know when, but at some point this year, we are going international. I don't know. They said 2 places, so I don't know if it's there, and I don't know where the other place is. But regardless, You can always talk about places that you're going. And I keep using Carolyn as an example, but she's the Instagram queen, and I obviously know this stuff about her. When she was still living in Jersey, but she was getting ready to move to Florida, she started using a ton of hashtags about Jupiter, where she lives now. That's how she found Erin. Erin, who is on our team, it lives in the same apartment complex as her. And she found her because of Jupiter hashtags, because of Jupiter dog hashtags. And Carolyn was out walking her dog whenever she saw, I think their names are Otis, and I forget the other one's name. She saw their dogs being walked, and she was like, oh, that's Otis and blah, blah, blah. And James was like, no, it's not, shut up. And it totally was. Like, she knew these dogs just from Instagram. But if you're going on a vacation, start using hashtags for those vacation. If you're planning a wedding, if you're planning your high school reunion, like I dreadfully am, and I don't know why I offered to do that, just start using things that are going to attract people to you that literally have nothing to do with the picture they posted. Nobody cares. But that brings me to my next point, is you also use hashtags to find your tribe. So if you search a hashtag that you use, say, I'm going to go back to this. Where's mine? If I search, I think it was Hoyt Vixen, which is my bow, my hunting bow, my compound bow. If I search that, do you know how many girls I've found that have the exact same bow as me? They're like my avatar to a T. And those are the people that I try to message and I try to talk to, because I know they're going to relate to me because they have something in common with me. I have a Hoyt Vixen. I love to shoot. I'm not very good, so I often ask for advice. Like, those are the people that you want to talk to. And you use your hashtags to find those people. That's how Carolyn found me, because her parents had a wine. So she was searching Weimar in her hashtags, and she found me because I also used Weimar in her hashtags before I knew about Beachbody. So obviously those hashtags just related to my penny post. But that's how you find people. So start searching hashtags about things that you like, whether it's your car, whether it's your job, whether it's the outdoors, whether it's some type of hobby that you have. Those are the people that you're going to find. You know that they're going to relate to you because you use the same hashtags, and that's how it works. And it's an amazing system that I'm trying so hard to master, but I'm also trying to master Facebook. And Penny, they can hear. Stop it. I believe that you should focus on one thing at a time, but I'm still trying to do both, because obviously Instagram works, because Carolyn has 4 or 5 of her diamonds on her team came from Instagram. So she obviously found these people, AKA me, because I related to her. And it was so easy to talk to her because I had Penny and because we had something in common. It's completely different than going through your friends of friends on Facebook and just adding them because you have mutual friends, but you have nothing in common with these people. Instagram is a lot harder because you don't know these people either, but you know that you have something in common with them. So search your hashtags, search the things that relate to you, and then start to do what we call the 5-3-1 method, which I believe came from Shalene. I am pretty sure that she developed this and created it. So basically, say I found an Instagram account for a girl that had a Wyme as well. I would go through her account and I would go through her pictures and I would start to like pictures. And I keep track. So I would like 5 of them. And I would try to like space it out a little bit so they obviously can see that I'm creeping. But I try not to go too far because some people's Instagrams are old. But I would just like pictures that I do honestly like, not just liking for the hell of it. I actually like the content and the picture and whatever the caption's about. And then I'll comment on 3 of them and just saying like, I love this, blah, 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 just stupid stuff, just putting some type of traction. And then the last thing, so you do 5 likes, you comment on 3 of them, even if it's just a heart or something to grab their attention. And then on one picture, you do a message / comment / call to action. So Carolyn's on mine, because I know it worked. She was like, hey girl, I love your dog. She's so cute. What's her name? End of story. Because here I am. Like, it just starts a conversation. And after that one, I would be like, oh, her name's Penny, blah, blah, blah. And she would comment again and say, that's amazing. It was like after 3 or 4 comments, she said, I would love to relate more. Instagram's kind of hard. Do you have a Facebook? And we connected on Facebook. We started talking on Messenger, and the rest is history. So it works. And And it's definitely something that is really great if you can figure it out and master it, because obviously Carolyn did. There's a lot of people that are like amazed by her success with Instagram, and she actually is beating herself up because she hasn't been using it as often lately as she used to. But Emmy uses it. We all use it. And a lot of Emmy's coaches that she just signed up last week, she said were people that she found on Instagram a year ago. So again, this isn't an overnight process. It's not going to happen the first time you message someone, but the people that you find on Instagram, I can guarantee you're going to have a better connection with. I have found people. I have friends on Facebook now who I found on Instagram, and they follow my story and they follow my journey, and I've talked to them on Messenger. This hair is getting really annoying. It keeps going in my face. Probably because it's never down. I always have it up. But I even had a coach. I found her on Instagram, and she signed up as a coach, and she was a coach for a little while, and then she started to move, and her boyfriend was moving in. I don't know. She ended up leaving, which is fine. But it works. So I think my last one is for your homework. I want you to create 3 sets of hashtags. So that's 30 hashtags a piece. So that's 90. And I know that sounds like crazy, but you'd be amazed at how interesting you are, because there's a lot to go to. There's a lot about you that you don't think about. And you can use a memory jogger. You could just look around the room and just say candles and dog toys and sand and nail art. Like, I could look around my living room and make up 30 hashtags, just because there's a lot about me that people don't know. But those are the hashtags that you're going to start using on your posts and to find your tribe. But again, do not put your hashtags, like your lot of hashtags, in your description of your pictures. Put them as the first comment, because it tends to junk it up at the top. And I don't know how to hide the hashtags yet. There are a lot of people that do. But I'll usually put 1 or 2 in the description of my picture, and then the rest of them are in a comment. I also save them in my memo/notes app. So all I do is copy and paste every time I have a new picture. I don't type them out every time. I just copy and paste, and it makes it super easy. And once you have done that, start finding your tribe, start searching hashtags, and start trying out the 531s. I try to get 10 531s during my power hour. So that's 10 people that I search a hashtag and I 531 them, and whether they find me, and then I keep track of how many of those people, and I usually get around 2 to 3 by the end of the day as a Facebook friend. So it's always adding people to your network, and that's the goal of it. It's just to add to your network, to get people to watch your story, to get people to watch you, and to invite them eventually, whether it's right away because you already started the conversation, or whether it's 3 months from now and they message you. It doesn't matter. Inviting is the important thing, but making the relationship comes first. So always do that first. Penny, you are disgusting. It's a peanut butter bone, and all I can hear is no, you don't like that noise, do you? Neither do I. And this is recording. Stop it. So I think that's all I have. Yeah, it is. But let me, stop share. That's what I was trying to do. Did any of that make sense? You can unmute yourselves, or can I unmute all? I don't know if I can. I don't think I can. I'm unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm unmuting everybody. Go ahead.
I'm not talking to you. I'm pretty good at Instagram. The only thing I don't completely agree with is what's aesthetically pleasing to one person isn't necessarily aesthetically pleasing to another. And on mine, I'd rather be real and authentic. Like, it's my personal Instagram. I'm not going to make a separate one. So if I want to post 4 pictures in a row of my dog, I'm going to. And it works because I have like 3,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't think, some people don't like magazines.
Very true.
But everything else, it really works. Like the hashtags. And I do the same thing, Christy. I just copy and paste them every time. but you'd be surprised how many people follow you.
Mhm.
Just get a dog,
Seriously. Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure all my followers are because of my dog. That's all.
Pushing it out. Anybody else?
I thought it was helpful because I had no idea what the 531 was.
You didn't know what it was? No.
I mean, I've heard of it, but every time I go to watch the Instagram videos, I don't because I don't have time. So I'm glad we get over it.
Oh. Well, now you do.
Yeah, now I know. So
And it works. It does.
It does work. Everyone that it's worked for me. I have a few people in America, but the Australians really like me. I have a ton of people from Australia, and you don't know they're from Australia. That's the only downfall with Instagram.
Yeah. And you
It's
know what?
worldwide.
Instagram used to have like a map button. So when I would look, I actually have avoided people over like outside of the United States and Canada just because I couldn't help them. Like I would hate to talk to somebody and then not be able to help them. And
like
so they used to have like a location button, and I would click on it because they would like tag their location in their pictures. And if they were anywhere outside of the country, I wouldn't 531 them. And then they got rid of it. So I'm like, well, shit, if it doesn't say it in the description, I'm not going to figure it out.
The one girl from Australia is like my BFF. We send each other stuff in the mail.
Really?
She teaches kindergarten, and she wants to have Braden like do a conference call with them in Australia to talk about the difference between kindergarten in America and kindergarten in Australia. So you can gain friends, but I just can't help her.
That's amazing. Yeah, I don't think we're going to. I forget what, because Carolyn shared something that someone leaked out, and I feel like it was England and Mexico.
How do you leak stuff out? Like, how does it happen?
Well, it was like she has a special like secret group that she's in because she's an elite coach. There's only less than 200 elite coaches. So there's this elite group that is like, you can only get it if someone invites you to it, and she'll screenshot some things and send it to us. So only the people in those groups talk about it. Like I already know what the flavors are for Shaco that's going to be released on Saturday. And it's really
latte and vanilla?
Huh?
The cafe latte and vanilla?
For vegan though. It's stupid.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I'm not vegan, but I prefer the vegan Shaco, and I just ordered regular vanilla because I
stupid
want
for
vanilla.
the cafe latte because I have not met.
Because it's gross.
Met one person who actually likes it.
Anybody here?
I liked it. It's not something I could drink every day though.
By itself, no.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
I only liked it with like real legitimate Coffee Mate coffee creamer.
Which defeats the purpose.
Right. But I had a whole bag. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Right. I actually have a whole bag in my cupboard that I haven't touched. But
Because it's yucky.
Does anybody have any questions about Instagram before I stop the recording? No. Okay.